Okay. Hey guys, how are you all? Hope so you all are doing well. So let's start the story without any further conversation. It's already 2:10. Okay. Jimin come downstairs. He see mates is doing the breakfast. Mates is doing their work. He sit on the couch and start to think about his parents. Kinibani. He have his phone. He see his phone and about to dial his dad number. Jimin in mind. If I call dad, he my location and come here. If he come, he YoOngI. He think and place his phone on the table. He can't even call his parents. He is thinking all this when YoOngI also come. YoOngI make breakfast for him. He said and the maids go at him. Take care of yourself, Asa. Jimin hopes so you come back, he said and see him. YoOngI didn't say anything. He go from there. Jimin sighed and placed his head on the couch back. Angie closed his eyes. What's happening with him? If YoOngI don't listen him, what to do? As Jimin can see there is so many hurdles. Okay, so the next scene is YoOngI come he. YoOngI come. He see Jungkook. YoOngI, where is he? Jungkook here. He stand on the side. The is the boy on the chair is and also the as they him a lot. They him a lot. YoOngI, how you him? His voice is so the boy starts YoOngI. You think about him, he said, and Yeonjun who? YoOngI, how you even look at him and what you think, huh? You do, he said, and once again, Yeonjun is because of the YoOngI bag. YoOngI don't him or said anything. Let him be. Okay, as I remember, oh my, what I do. If I move the picture, then there is big problem. What I do? YoOngI come. He come. YoOngI come. He see Jungkook. As I repeat the text, YoOngI, where is he? Jungkook here. He stand on the side as he don't want to come all in all this. And on the side that is saw the boy on the chair is also they him a lot. YoOngI, how you? His voice is so and the boy start. He is none other than he is Yeonjun. YoOngI, you think about him, he said, and Yeonjun who? YoOngI, how you even look at him? And what you think how you do? He said, and once again, he Yeonjun is, and because of the YoOngI bag, YoOngI don't him or said, let him like this. Okay, I think this is more than anything. Okay, like this, he will for I him in front of his family. I him in front of the he said and go from there. Jungkook signed to see him. Jungkook here is you the thing to do. He said and also go from there as he is right. Why he even think all this? And I think I do something. Oh my! As I remember, I don't add the picture of the that one scene. I don't know what I do or not. I just don't care. No, I'm not going to see all this or making all this right. I am literally feeling so sleepy. Hmm. Again. Hmm. It's still morning. It's still morning. YoOngI come back. After 1 hour, he is going upstairs in his room. When he stop, he see Jimin. Jimin come downstairs. He see which have. Okay, so it's Yeonjun. He again look at YoOngI. YoOngI, but Jimin didn't listen him. He go from there. YoOngI Sign he go in that room and fresh up. Jimin stand on Jimin stand on the side saying the water is flowing. He always want to with YoOngI, but if he do now and all this, he's so confused he don't know whom he choose. His parents are him. Jimin see his phone. He can't call his dad, but he can call his mom. He dial her number and she attend the call. Mrs. Park Jimin, Jimin's ma, don't tell anyone I call you. Mrs. Park ma, how are you? Where are you? You okay? We all are so for you, Jimin. I am fine, ma. Said dad to me. Mrs. Park, my son, you don't do anything. Your dad find your son. Jimin asked and Jimin ma, take care of take care of yourself and take care of you and dad. Mrs. Park, Jimin. Son, you talk with your dad. Jimin, no, mom. I can't. And don't tell dad I call you, okay? Mrs. Park, but son, Jimin, please. Mrs. Park, son, take care, Jimin. You too, you. He cut the call and signed. YoOngI, whom you? He said, then Jimin see him. His eyes is same, soft, but his voice is full of. Jimin didn't say anything. YoOngI went toward him and told him. He turned and Jimin both hands is on. He looked into his eyes. YoOngI, don't look at me like this. You start to me more. Jimin sign as no. Jim, I start to do, but the truth is this, you don't me. He said, and YoOngI is on his. Jimin can feel YoOngI. You know the truth, Jimin. I just don't know the truth. If you meet that much, you leave all this. You don't think once. He said, and YoOngI eyes turned. YoOngI, you are asking for my life. Jimin, then what I am? The question makes YoOngI silent. How can he tell him? He is the reason he is still. He is the reason he is the person he don't take his. He is the person he again give permission to his to. How can he? How can he tell him? How can he tell him? He is everything. If Min Jimin is here, then Min YoOngI is fine. How can he tell him? He is the light in the dark. YoOngI, some emotions are unspoken, and you know this more than me. He said then. Jimin is silent. Jimin holds his hand. Jimin, YoOngI, stop. Jimin, I stay with you. In a small house. I don't want all this. I said, Dad, she leave you. He said, she don't do anything. We go far from here. Please leave all this, YoOngI, please. YoOngI, I give you lifestyle which is much good than this. Even after leaving my post and about your father, I am not feeling from him if he want, he can find me. He can't find me for if he want he can find me whole life and he can't. Jimin, then why you don't leave this? If all this is so easy for you, YoOngI, there is still something you don't know. He said and places on the he gave him Jimin. Jimin, if you can't do this then you don't have any right to. He said then YoOngI chuckled. YoOngI, you know well are you not just so don't me like this. You will form my Jimin and this never happens, YoOngI, let's see. Then he said and started my Jimin don't know what's all this happening and he go from there. Jimin come in. Jimin come in the room. He don't eat anything. He sit on the couch and see the green file. He open the file and start to read. This is the same file he give to YoOngI, and there is so many him and many more. He placed the file on the side and start to think. He gave the file to his father. He know if he want, he can do. YoOngI don't stop him. Jimin sign. He go from. He go for fresh up. He don't have his now. So of course he YoOngI once and he cared no way. Jimin come out. After fresh up, he see the breakfast on the table and the no don't me in breakfast. He said and Jimin make a He sat and Jimin make a pouch. He started his hairs. He is looking so beautiful in these clothes. YoOngI come in the room. He see Jimin. He stop on his place. Jimin just done with his hairs. He turn and see YoOngI. The time is like stop. Only their hearts is fastly. Jimin don't know why he is feeling. Jimin looked into another side. His cheeks color changed. He started to the breakfast. YoOngI stand on the side, rest his back with the door, and started stirring him. Jimin is feeling his gaze. Jimin, what's your problem, huh? YoOngI, what I am saying, the view outside the weather is so good. Jimin, you start from when you start to see the weather, YoOngI, I always do. Jimin, you don't. YoOngI, I do. Jimin, go from here. YoOngI could speak something. His phone ring. He attend the call and his eyes turn. Jimin see him. Somewhere he become. YoOngI didn't give any answer. He cut the call and about to go. Jimin, where are you going? YoOngI on. He said, and Jimin heart is like Jimin. Jimin means he said, and YoOngI same YoOngI, maybe your wish complete. He said softly, and Jimin didn't understand. He go from the Jimin. What what he want to said, what wish he is talking about, he think and sign. 2 days pass, 3 days pass, YoOngI don't come home. Jimin wait for him days and night. He remember YoOngI YoOngI don't come home for almost one week. He is like right now. The words of YoOngI is him. He said in he, but it doesn't mean YoOngI start to do all this. Is rolling from his eyes and he come out from the house. He sees some is talking. Jimin call them. They look down and stand in front of him. Jimin, where YoOngI go? Sir, go on the Jimin. You have any contact with them? He called us to ask about you. Last night, Jimin, and from morning you don't talk. No, sir. He don't call us, and we don't have permission to call him. He said, and Jimin hold his phone. Jimin hold his head. Jimin call him. He said, and they both look at each other. God dial YoOngI number. His hands is Jimin say, Jimin, give me your phone. He said, and he do as he said. He take the phone and dial YoOngI number, and it's ringing. Jimin heart is fastly, and someone attend the call. How you to call him? Jimin, who are you? He said as the person understand who is it, Jimin? Jungkook, yeah, Jimin. Why are you calling from here? Is everything is everything okay, Jimin Jungkook? Where is YoOngI? Jungkook YoOngI. Jimin, I want to talk with him. He want to talk with him. Jungkook Jimin YoOngI is Jimin Jungkook, tell me. Jungkook, I sent your address, come here. He said and he cut the call. Jimin, he's sending the address, let's go. Jungkook stand outside. Jungkook stand outside. Jimin come outside. This is a building. Jungkook come with me. And they go at the 23rd floor in the living room. Jungkook, so now you are here. I no need to stay here anymore. Jimin Jungkook. Jungkook Jimin, listen me carefully. I know it's not easy for you, but someone YoOngI with the and it's close to his. It's been 2 days he don't can. He is in this is the secret house. Your father is finding him. We can't take him. We sit all this here. He said and Jimin is feeling like he don't have to react. He don't know YoOngI is with the he remember what he said. Hope so you don't come. You for my he sighed and sit on the couch. He hid his face in his palm. Jungkook, you have to be strong, Jimin. Jimin looked at him with his eyes. Jimin, when he get up, Jungkook don't know. We don't set anything, but it's saying he maybe wake up today or tomorrow or maybe after 1 week, 1 month or year. He said, and Jimin is like his stop. Jimin, what? Jungkook, as I know, maybe it's from your father team. Who did this? Such your father stop all this. He's and now set in and Jimin stand up. Jimin, what you are saying, Jungkook? Jungkook, that's true. YoOngI father and your father is best friend. But someone to on him and your father him. He don't listen him and they him. His mother too and your father also. His sister. Just by the thought he is also the daughter of his best friend and Jungi run from there. Jimin, which type of Jungkook? They said Jungi father too. And it's not true at all. His whole family like this. No one ask him how is he or not and they just him. He don't have us to he don't have anything to eat and then he meet with the leader and if today he achieve everything they come here they want to him also. Jimin, you are the son of Mr. Park. You are the son of the person who his father. Still he don't do anything. He don't set anything. He always treat you like a king, but you also him like others. See, my joint hands don't leave him. And such your father. Stop doing all this. If he want, if he wants, if he wants, he can take from your family, all of them. And trust me, it's not for him, but he chose to you. Please, no, don't leave him. He said and go from the gym and is so shocked to hear all this. He always asks from he always asks from YoOngI about his family. YoOngI said they in but all this happens and his own father do this. He always think how YoOngI achieve all this. He go on his field and now he understand. He sign and go in the room. उधर हो यार बीस. Okay. Jimin enter in. Jimin Jimin enter in the room. He see YoOngI. He stop on his place. He's like forget to walk. His eyes is and he lay on the bed. Are attached to with the and also there is only the voice of a machine. He went toward him slowly, and see the is falling one by one from his eyes. He sits slowly and see near to his heart covered with the. He stop. He see YoOngI arms. His name is. He smiled lightly to remember the scene. How much he you are. He thought, and it's enough to him. Hmm. Please don't do this. Don't do this. You know you're Jimin well. You know I speak whatever I want, Shungi. Please. He's and saying this. He looked at him, hold his hand. He on his hand is not stopping. And what Jungkook said is drumming in his mind. He know his dad have best friend too. His family also, but he don't know they are YoOngI family. Jimin, I never you dad. I you all so much. He think and see him. He live and him carefully. Is not stopping from his eyes. The time passed. He don't know when he fell asleep. Next day, his phone ringing. He hardly attend the call. Him I I thought to inform you. If you want, I come here. Jungkook, Jimin, please, Jungkook, come. I don't know what I do, Jungkook. Alright, I come, he said and cut the call. Time skip. Jimin stand on the side. Jungkook talk with the and also that and all that. They do his and still YoOngI is sleeping peaceful after Jimin sleeps. After Jimin sleeps, he is sleeping. Jungkook went to Jimin. Jungkook, he is better now. Jimin then when he wake up, Jungkook Jimin looking down and closes his eyes. Jungkook take care of yourself also Jimin and here Jimin nodded. Hmm. He can or see him. Time pass, days pass, months pass, years pass, and seasons also pass. But Jimin and YoOngI life is same. He take this that much serious, huh? How can he do this? Jimin is not even in, and Jimin lay on the bed and placed his head. Jimin, I am for you, YoOngI. Now don't do this. You know I can't handle this. You know I am. Please, YoOngI, I pass one more day like this. I don't have to pass the next day. Please, you said right. I for you. I am doing YoOngI. I am admit this, please. He isn't telling him what he do. He always do. Talk with him and tell him and do and sleep. He don't know what brings for him next morning. He always wake up with the hope YoOngI is him. When he wake up next day, but every day is same. Again Jimin sleep. No one is here to wipe them. It's almost morning, 6 a.m. when YoOngI slowly open his eyes. Okay, so a small reminder. He was in the but he can hear everything. What Jimin said. He adjusts the light slowly and turns his head. He sees Jimin is sleeping after tear marks is visible on his face. Jimin see YoOngI see him. He is like, stop, by the side. Jimin, you can sleep for some time and what you did with yourself. He think and he think and smile lightly, but his smile fades as he sees Jimin's hand. He slowly holds his hand and see the on his hand. It's his name. YoOngI see. He sees Jimin, who turned by the movement and open his eyes. YoOngI closes his eyes and places his hand on its place. Again, Jimin sits on the bed and you see him, Jimin. Again, you do this with me. Once again, you sleep peacefully. Leave me here for this word. He himself is tired. He sets his voices and go out from them. YoOngI open his eyes and see YoOngI in mind. Why you did this? Hmm. I am feeling so sleepy. Alright, only 15 minutes left. I can do that, I know. Okay. In living room. In living room, Jimin sit on the couch, lost in his thoughts. YoOngI stand on the side, admiring him. Jimin stand up. He turn and stop on his place to see him. It's just like a dream for him. YoOngI went toward him and stand in front of him. Jimin is watching him. There is nothing in his eyes. YoOngI go from there. Jimin turn and see him. He go in the kitchen and take the water bottle and start to drink the water. Like seriously? YoOngI see him. YoOngI said. He replies simply, and then he stand up. Jimin, you recognize me or not? YoOngI, how can I forget you? How can I forget you? Said me to never come. And also, don't you see I make the distance? He said, and Jimin had he spent days, years, months while, and he's still on that day. Jimin, I am. He said, and about to go when YoOngI hold his hand and YoOngI, hey, sorry, I was kidding. He said and started smiling. Jimin see him. Jimin, this is funny for you, YoOngI. It's all fun for you. Don't even think how much I, how many days I spent like a person, and you are laughing. You think it's a joke? He had him, and YoOngI take him in his. YoOngI my is so. Jimin him. Jimin, it's all because of you. I said you go, and you go. You didn't even call me. I said you many times, YoOngI, leave all this, but you don't listen me. You said let him speak whatever he is saying. Can you imagine, YoOngI? What I see? If something happens, what I do? He isn't start to Jimin sit on the couch. He hide his face in his palm. Jimin is right on his place. YoOngI bent down in front of him. YoOngI, me, please. Jimin, forgive you. What, YoOngI? You are fine now. And tomorrow you go. Said I have to go. I have to go. Don't you try to see me like this. How can you? Huh? You actually don't see me. See, YoOngI, don't give me more. What is my? Tell me. You want to take from my family? Then do. It's good. Also, it's good. It's much better than this, he said, and YoOngI eyes turned. YoOngI, who tell you the reality? Jimin, that's not the thing. Who tell me? YoOngI, listen me. I don't something hmm, to come and about my I forgive them. On the day when I see you, I fell for you. You in these years you don't know me. His voice is even more softer. Jimin, what's my YoOngI? Seeing you in is for me. YoOngI, stop. You know your is me, he said, and Jimin tried to him for some times, but then he signed and him as he know. This is what he wants, how much he want, but he can't. Okay, wait a minute, and okay, hmm, him and he can tell him. After some time, he back and see Jimin face his nose. He wiped the and thought to light up the situation. YoOngI, Jimin up his lashes and see him. YoOngI, you for he said, and Jimin, you know what go to. He said and go from there. YoOngI chuckle and he see him. YoOngI, my butt is at me, huh? Okay, come in. YoOngI come in the room. He sees Jimin stand in front of the mirror. He is thinking something. He go and pat him. Jimin see him from the mirror and YoOngI turn him. YoOngI, what you are thinking? Jimin, nothing. How to you? YoOngI, don't be like this. If I don't open my eyes you again. Jimin, huh? How you know? YoOngI, I can't hear you. Whenever you said you miss me, you to me every time. And Jimin, then you hear this also, YoOngI, when you get up, are you? He said, and YoOngI smiled nervously. Jimin raised his eyebrow. Jimin, I think I will like the chemistry. I think hmm, something else also. Jimin, what? YoOngI, Yumi, must whisper. He almost whispered. Jimin, see him. How much he missed all these his lines and all this. He him. YoOngI, how much you run? Jimin, I don't. He said 10 places on his cheeks. YoOngI closed his eyes. He felt peace. Jimin back about to go, but YoOngI holds his hand. How can he let him go now? You all read that the next half text by yourself, as I don't do the voiceover, and I don't think I need to tell you all why don't do the I voiceover on this. As you all know, I don't do the voiceover on this type texts, and here much he tried, but he can't just stop. He's so happy. It's so and also slow. There's no use of or something else. After 3 minutes, Jungian say Jimin. He whispered and Jimin say him. Jimin, why would I Jungi right? He said and Jimin, I make the breakfast. You have to take your mat. He said and one from there. Alright, 10 minutes story are left, and this is the third last scene. Hmm. Jimin come in. तेरे 6 minutes रह गया ना. Jimin come in the kitchen. His heart is so fast. Huh? Jimin sign as no. Jimin sign. He is so happy. Everything is fine. Really, YoOngI is with him. He do run. He have to believe YoOngI. His parents too, but still for him. Then YoOngI is really with him so much. If he can, then Jimin have to stay with him. Always he also him so much. He thought the thought is enough to make him happy. YoOngI and YoOngI to leave his profession. He decided he have to manage. Jimin start to make the breakfast, but then YoOngI comes. Jimin, why you come? YoOngI, oh, you are making breakfast when I am here. No, how can you do work in my presence? Jimin, YoOngI, you still need rest. YoOngI, I am all fine. He said and started to collect the ingredients. Jimin, YoOngI, listen, it's just a breakfast. YoOngI, Jimin, sit on the chair. Jimin, YoOngI, are you? If you speak, he said, and Jimin is silent for some time. Jimin, YoOngI, you want me to? If you want this, then tell me. He said, and Jimin signed him on his arm. YoOngI, this is what we call 100% effort and zero. He said, and Jimin signed his seat in front of him. YoOngI started to make the breakfast. Jimin is admiring him how much he do wait for this moment. YoOngI, if you sees me like this, how can I make breakfast? Jimin, who said you make breakfast? YoOngI, huh? You know, heart doesn't listen anyone. Jimin, from when you start to listen to your YoOngI in your matter, I just listen my heart, she said while focusing on his breakfast. Jimin, YoOngI, Jimin, you me so much, I know. YoOngI, look at him. Jimin, I have doubt. YoOngI, what? Jimin, I always you that much. YoOngI, don't you me? Jimin, maybe not that much as you do. YoOngI, can't you? For me? Jimin, happily, but I know you don't let me. So how can I got to know? Got how much are you? YoOngI, as you can measure for me. Jimin, I can't, but YoOngI, the difference is this. Jimin, I show you my to virtue and you don't. I stop. Huh. I always use the word infinitive for our. He said, and Jimin, think Jimin, I am. Can I give you? You deserve. YoOngI, you give me more than I deserve. Who are Jimin? But it's not your when you are what you are today. YoOngI, you become intelligent and don't think too much, okay? He said on his forehead, and then he started to make breakfast. This is the second last scene. Time pass, everything is going well until the day Jimin and YoOngI is walking in the garden. Both are laughing and YoOngI feels someone is here as his sixth sense is so fast. Jimin and turn hideout on the tree. Jimin see his eyes widen. YoOngI, shh, I am here. Relax, relax. He calmed down. YoOngI look here and there, and then he hid behind one tree. Jimin himself. He called someone. YoOngI, what is this? Where are you? Are you all? He asked in voice. Sir, he's YoOngI, Mr. Park. He whispered, and Jimin saying him. Jimin, dad. Hmm. You, Jimin, and you. YoOngI, you think I care? He about to go, but Jimin stopped him. Jimin, no, YoOngI. No, you don't go anywhere. I talked with dad. YoOngI, nothing happens. Jimin, no, please, YoOngI. I don't want you. Once again, please, he started. YoOngI, nothing happens with me. Trust me. He said, and Jimin him. He started. YoOngI, come. He said, and go out, and then suddenly surrounded them. Jimin became him. Chad and YoOngI signed to see all of them. YoOngI, put you down. Smile is failing. He said, and normally, and they all look at each other. And then Mr. Parker, YoOngI, hey buddy. he said, and he become hmm. But hmm. He become Jimin. See his dad, Jimin dad, Mr. Park, Jimin, my son. He see Jimin and look at his team. Mr. Park, you all put your down, he said, and YoOngI, see, I am here in front of you, but in front of you, but you can't do anything. He said, make Mr. Park, Jimin, son, come here. ना मैं वही सोच करने अंदर चली जा. Jimin, stop. Jimin, son, come here. Jimin sign as no. Jimin, know that I don't listen you here. You already don't do. He said, यार चले जा. हाँ दोगी. कोई सिक्स सेंस कोई नहीं सेंस बन दिया इस चीज की. टाइम देखो. इसलिए भी सेंस बन. He said, then Mr. Park, look here and there. Jeep. Said then Mr. Park, look here and there. Mr. Park, you. He said, Jim and Dad, I will, but I don't leave YoOngI. Mr. Park, I can't till 5, Jimin. If you don't change your decision, then I don't care. I'm with my duty. Jimin, if this is your choice, then be happy. He said and look at YoOngI. Jimin, I will for you, YoOngI, and I don't let you. Jimin, I can't without you, YoOngI. YoOngI, you have to my together, he said, and YoOngI sign as no 3, 2. Jimin, Mr. Park 1, he said, and YoOngI, Jimin were on the side, and Jimin eyes widened to see him. He ran toward him. Jimin, Yoon. He see this and his father come. He hold his hand. Jimin hold YoOngI hand. Mr. Father, come. Mr. Park, come with me, Jimin. In room. In room. In room, Mrs. Parker. Mrs. Park, Jimin. Son, listen me. She suddenly, as she see her son, Jimin eyes is closed. And this is the same jacket he gave him, and she is too. It's just 2 days his father take him here, and she don't come out from the room. Nor he talk with anyone, not even with his mother. Nor he talk with anyone, not even with his mother. Should Mr. Park come and see his son? He stop as he see the paper. You may from it that I your whole world from you. As Jimin know his father. Well, you already this text by yourself. Last scene and third last text. Last scene and the second last text. He read and then he read and see the not just as soon as he can. Let's see where their destiny take them. Last scene and the last text. If I will, I live for you and I for you.